ho, bonjour, c'est nous. C'est it's us, the Potato Museum show. And if you have been to Paris, you may have encountered a metro stop honoring the man who really made the potato a big deal in France in the 18th century. His name was Antoine Auguste Parmentier.
Yeah, and the French have written a...
He was a pharmacist who was captive during the 7 Years' War. And during that time, he learned how important the potato was for the health of soldiers. And when he was finished with the war, he, there's his grave. There he is. He's been honored. This was what, on his 100th?
1913, yeah.
Oh, more than...
The 100-year anniversary of his death.
That's right. Yeah. Now, he became a vigorous promoter of the American potato in France. And he worked to improve nutrition of his soldiers as well as their hygiene. Now, the interesting thing is he convinced the people of France about the taste and nutritional benefits
we're going to get
of the
to that
potato.
in a minute. Can we show...
And by the way, this is a book Tom and I did. It was published in 2005. And Tom did all the photography. I did all the writing. It's about the food, museums, and heritage sites.
And it starts in France, and it actually starts with Parmentier.
Yeah, and here he... No, that's not him. But anyway.
So let's just... So at the 100th anniversary of his passing...
by the way, he's buried in Père Lachaise. You may have heard of that place.
And people bring potatoes to his gravesite, and they also used to plant potato plants around the grave, but now...
but here's a funny bit. His grave is right next to the grave of Molière. And Molière was a big mangeur of port and cheese and died at age 51. And Parmentier did much better with the potato, living another 25 years after that. So, eat your potatoes.
All right, so...
Anywho.
Let's just go back. So the Paris Metro at the Parmentier stop has a whole exhibit about the potato, the history of the potato, and the history of Parmentier promoting it in France. And then there's this statue group here.
And by the way, we have been all through his town village.
Yeah. So
what's it called again? Let me see.
Montdidier. So we made this little booklet, to show the visit that we did. This was in 77 to his village Montdidier, the city of Parmentier. And here is, these are really dated pictures, faded, but here's the statue in the town square. And originally this statue did not have this group of showing him handing, can you get the light? There. Here he is.
Handing potatoes.
To farmers. Look at this.
What's interesting, though, is that he was such a clever man. He planted a whole field of potatoes. He put guards around the field so that people would think, ooh, something very important is in here.
Yeah, this was a suburb of Paris, the Sablon.
But he took the guards away at night, and guess what happened?
The people came in, dug up the potatoes, and took them away. So this plaque is on... Yeah, you can see it there. There you go. So this plaque is on that statue that we were just showing you.
But also, Parmentier was, I guess, became a buddy of Louis XVI.
Yeah.
And
so in the City Hall of Neuilly, which is where this field was, there's a mural of him inviting. Sorry for the.
Sorry
flipping.
for our fingers everywhere.
Inviting the king and the queen.
There they are.
To his field where he was growing the potatoes. His demonstration field. There he's welcoming them. Louis says,
and he gave potato flowers too. Remember we talked about potato flowers a lot lately.
There's the king holding potato flowers.
To good old Marie Antoinette, sorry, sweetheart.
And she apparently wore, it was very fashionable, wore them in her hair.
Was she wearing them when the guillotine came down?
There's a museum in the Musée des Invalides about his career as a pharmacist. And there's lots of
blah, blah, blah.
memorabilia.
Blah, blah, blah.
There's his gravesite. We talked about that.
And
there he is.
This is what I like. Look at that. That's a wonderful postage stamp.
And his lab.
Doesn't he have a good face?
Yeah, and show him here, too.
He looks like a sweetheart.
Show his bust. No, right here.
Oh, I see it. Get your paw out of the way.
Okay, so the
So when
irony,
a French fry. No, the irony. What's
the
the irony?
irony of the statue
Oh.
out front of the city hall in Neuilly is showing him examining the potatoes. A wonderful statue, was there for a long, long time, and then the Germans occupied Paris and they tore the statue
World
down.
War II, are we
Yeah,
talking?
yeah,
Les
and-
Nazis.
And then they re-erected the statue afterward, and it's been standing there, and that's when we saw it. So this guy had a lot to do with the promotion of the potato in France and Europe.
Neuilly-sur-Seine.
Yeah, and this guy, Sir Francis Drake, had a statue
What?
to him
But he.
in Offenburg, Germany.
But.
And the whole thing is ringed. This is wonderful. See the potatoes down here?
It's all.
And he's holding a potato plant
Well,
in
it's
his-
potato, but.
right there. And this statue stood because they thought that first Francis Drake was the bringer of the potato to Europe. In fact, he had nothing to do with it. But the Nazis, when they couldn't stand having a statue of
Englishman.
an Englishman in a German city, so they tore that down. The only thing that is left is the hands, and I have seen them. So these are places that we've been.
Oh, the hands, yeah.
Yeah, the hands.
How many potato statues? We could talk about them.
Let's be another.
But we'll do it another time.
Thanks for joining us. The Potato Museum Show. See you next time for
A
more
bientôt.
potato statues in
Ciao.
France and everything.
Okay. Boop.